All right, class. This is your kickoff for your midterm reflection presentation. So, um, as you should be aware, we've not started our balsa bridge, and we do not have enough time to complete that to present it for our midterm. So this is what we're going to be doing instead. So you will be completing a midterm reflection presentation. So your task, and this will be due before midterms. So next Tuesday, the day before midterms start, you must submit this to me in Google Classroom. So you're going to create a 5+ professional, polished slide presentation. That means proper spelling, punctuations, periods, commas, etc. Should not be blank white slides. There should be pictures, graphics, things like that. If you bore me, your grade will suffer. If it is late and it's not turned in by the end of day Tuesday, before midterm start on Wednesday morning, you will get a 0 for your midterm. I do not want, and I will not accept students working on this while other people are presenting or while you're in another class. So get it done timely. The slide presentation, and I'll get to the details here in a second, but 5 slides. So first one's just your title slide. Should have some sort of title on it, should have your name. Next slide should be, what was your favorite project of the year? Third slide, covering the engineering design process. We use that in every single project. We've watched a couple of videos throughout the year with the Google form talking about it, so that should not be a foreign concept to any of you. Another slide about OSHA, and then wrapping it up with a personal reflection slide. Again, details about each slide coming up here in a minute or a couple minutes. On midterm day, you're going to present this in front of the class. So it should take somewhere between 3 and 5 minutes. That will be 75% of your midterm grade. While you are not presenting, there will be a Google form where you'll need to type in the name of the presenter and give them feedback. We'll cover this a little bit more. It'll use the Butler Tech format, which is AIC. So affirmed, what did you think was good? That's affirmed. Informed, I. What did you find new? What did you find informative? And then challenge. What can the individual do better presenting next time? So keep it positive feedback. That's not you suck or things like that. That is, maybe make better eye contact while presenting, or take a breath, don't rush through it so quickly, things like that. All right, so the details of the slide. So favorite project of the year, 1 slide. So what was your favorite project? What did you learn about engineering from this project? So not just, hey, I enjoyed the cable car challenge because I got to do something for a week. But, what did you learn? Most of you all worked in teams for every project, so what'd you learn about teamwork? If you were solo, or even if you were part of a team, what'd you learn about time management? Quite a few groups ran into problems where they were up against deadlines, didn't get things done, so probably should be a lot of good feedback on how to do better with your time management. What would you do differently next time? So maybe it's with the cable car challenge, you only went 3 feet, maybe testing sooner, things like that. And also for feedback from me. So it's not just about giving feedback to each other, but how can Mr. McDonald improve this project next time? So all these projects I do year over year, if something wasn't the best, something could have been better, let me know. I take the feedback seriously, and I implement and I make changes year over year. 1 slide on the engineering design process. So got to learn a little bit about what you actually learned in this class. So 1 slide summarizing the engineering design process. Again, we've done Google Forms on this for different videos. We've watched a welding show. We watched Lego Masters just this week. We talked about this. Every single project, for the most part, has had multiple parts of the project where you generated concepts, did some research, made a sketch before building your prototype. So you should know the engineering design process inside and out. That's why this is called the Principles of Engineering. It's engineering design process is the basics for all this stuff. So, and there's the 5 projects that we worked on this year. So just summarize the design process, how to use it in one of the projects. Everyone's favorite topic, OSHA. So we spent quite a bit of time doing our OSHA 10 certification. Which one of those units was the most important in your opinion, and why? Maybe it relates to your job, maybe it relates to something personal. Let us know. Going forward, OSHA 10 will be part of my Principles of Engineering class or my engineering design class. So that said, how can I make it better? Things that cannot be changed, so do not put these. Use a different website. Get rid of the 10-hour requirement. The Career Safe website is what Butler Tech uses, and the 10 hours is a federal requirement. So those things cannot be changed. But other than that, how can I make it better versus just, here you go, here's 10 hours of videos, have fun, watch it, do it, and then bribery with extra credit and pizza parties that majority of y'all got down with the pizza party, but not everybody stepped up to that, and that didn't work for everybody. So let me know how I can make it better. Then last but not least, one slide about a personal reflection. So really just want you to think about the semester. What did you enjoy the most about it? What did you find the most challenging? Again, those are things that if most of the students are enjoying, I'm going to make sure I continue doing it. If something is just overly challenging, maybe I need to take a look at how am I teaching it? How are the projects going about teaching you that material, kind of thing. What are you most proud of? So maybe before this class you'd never used a hot glue gun and you're just really impressed that you learned how to use a hot glue gun without burning your finger. Maybe you were impressed that you realized something about time management, or while building bridges you learned how important triangles were because your bridge didn't work or did work, or you saw another group had more triangles and theirs held like 50 pounds while yours did 10. Anything like that. What skill, what thing did you improve that you were the most proud of? And then what's your goal for the second semester? Maybe it's just, hey, get my assignments done more on time, not wait so long to get projects done, keep up my good work, get an A, things like that. I don't need you to necessarily out yourself for doing something that you're not proud of, but just what's your goal? So that is the project, and hopefully it should be relatively painless. We're all in this together. Everybody's given a 3 to 5 minute presentation, so and shouldn't be too bad. For those who've done the work this semester, you know how I grade, so it's not as brutal as you might be worried about. So take a deep breath. We've got 8 more days of the semester, and then it's on to a nice 2.5 week break for winter break before we come back in January. So thanks all, and I look forward to seeing the slides and presentations.